One of the biggest alterations to Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, is a new job system. Now, here are the 4 best jobs that you can be. First up, the White Mage. Your White Mage is almost always going to be your main healer in the party. What you pair them for their second job doesn't matter all that much, but you can go with an archer to keep them away from the front lines. You can also opt for the Shikari or some similar melee damage job that will allow the White Mage to get some MP back. No matter which second job you go with, your primary focus is healing. The White Mage can be played well by almost any character, but the ideal White Mage is probably Balthier. This is mainly because he offers solid melee damage when needed, and he doesn't fit into many jobs as Vaughn or Ashe or some other characters. You don't need to worry about his magic armor power due to the mystic armor and magic lores. Next up, the Knight. The Knight is basically your main tank and should soak up most of the damage for your party. In addition to all the damage reduction abilities, the shield block licenses, and access to all shields and heavy armor, you can spec the Knight in a few different ways to inflict significant damage, soak up a lot of damage, or even as an off healer. In fact, if you have a Knight with access to white magic and another off healer, you may be able to get away with no White Mage, though it's not ideal. Pair this job with a Time Battlemage to get additional swiftness license and a channeling to get a huge boost. Ideally, you want a character who has high maximum HP for the Knight. This would place Ashe, Vaughn, and Bosch as the ideal characters to take on the Knight job. If you're going for a healing focused Knight, you should use Ashe or Vaughn to take advantage of their higher magic power. If you're going for a more straightforward tanking job, or even one that focuses on more damage, any of the 3 characters can work well. Then we have the Shikari. While Shikari is primarily a melee damage dealer, dishing out tons of damage with their daggers, they can also tank decently well. Pair them with basically any job that allows the Shikari to access high-level shields, and they come close to rivaling the Knight as a proper tank. If you're looking for straight damage, it's best to go with a pairing such as the Ulan, but knowing you have options for big damage or tanking is what makes the Shikari one of the better jobs in the game. Vaughn and Balthier generally make the best Shikari, but it's highly likely that you've already used both characters for other jobs. In this case, you want a character that can make up for the weaknesses of the Shikari job. The job doesn't have high damage by itself, and also can't use heavy armor or battle lores by default. This makes speed a key factor for the Shikari, so match your character accordingly if Vaughn or Balthier are not available. And finally, we have the Time Battlemage. As a support job, the Time Battlemage is a valuable member to the party. Time magic and green magic can both be extremely valuable when used correctly. Bushi is a nice pairing for the Time Battlemage because of the strength stats and various magic buffs that combine well with the Bushi. Monk is also a decent option if you don't mind the fact that it's a bit slower in comparison. While crossbows use strength for damage, max strength isn't a significant issue when it comes to the Time Battlemage unless you're opting to go with something other than heavy armor. Because of this, the character you choose for the Time Battlemage should be more dependent on what job you pair it with. Generally speaking, Ashe, Vaughn, or Penelo make decent Time Battlemages, but that's assuming you go with a Bushi or Monk pairing. Be sure to check our article for a more in-depth look at the jobs. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to check back every weekday for another Prima 365. And for more content like this, be sure to head over to primagames.com.